Welcome to the Women's Fast Pitch Northeast region. I think we're all ready to go, correct? Wonderful. So welcome everyone. I'm Dr. Sylvia Ma, and alongside all of our team of amazing advocates for female entrepreneurs and female investors, we welcome you to our first regional Women's Fast Pitch, the Northeast region. So we're really excited to be walking alongside these wonderful entrepreneurs in their entrepreneurial journey and having wonderful judges that come alongside them as investor judges and having a community that supports them. So welcome. I want to first introduce you to Ilana Braun. Yes, thanks. She is the Senior Vice President of Business Development from Kiwi, our wonderful and amazing Women's Fast Pitch sponsor. They not just sponsor events like this, which we are so honored and blessed to be a part of, but also help our entrepreneurs. They roll up their sleeves, and they've already helped countless entrepreneurs that you're going to be seeing in all of these regional competitions. So welcome, Ilana.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. And I'll be brief, but I just want to say how pleased that Kiwi is to support the Women's Venture Summit and the Fast Pitch competition. Congratulations to all of the presenters, and thanks so much for the work that you do and your team does in producing this conference. For those of you who might not know Kiwi, we're a global law firm with more than 1,300 lawyers across the United States, Europe, and Asia. We're well known for representing innovators that are the next gen disruptors. We're also one of the leading firms for venture capital financings, and I want to encourage all of you to check out kiwigo.com for information on financing trends and deal terms. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much, Ilana. I've gone to Kiwi a lot for a lot of my needs and also for entrepreneurs to get a quick introduction to whatever they need. So thank you so much for all that you do. So we are in our 6th year of the Women's Fast Pitch. Isn't that amazing? 6 years we've been doing this. For the last 3 years, we did a pilot year of being across the nation. Last year, we went completely national. And this year, we have a virtual competition that you're a part of with 6 regions for the next 6 weeks. So come back every Tuesday to join us. This is our first one, and we have some amazing founders here with us today. You are going to be so inspired. The winner today advances to the Women's Venture Summit in September to win a $10,000 investment and over $30,000 of in-kind services. So a little bit about Stella Labs. Stella Labs is the organization that runs this. We have our executive director on call all the time here today is Raven O'Neill, and we are a not-for-profit business accelerator that has been around for about 8 to 10 years, and we want to increase the representation and funding opportunities for female entrepreneurs. We want to make sure that access to capital is democratized and we have more investors that are investing in more female founders. So please stay tuned on until the very end to hear about 3 special announcements to just make sure that you stay on. I want to thank all of the judges today for being here. I want to go one by one and introduce you. Kim Seals, thank you so much for being here. She is a general partner with the Jump Fund. The Jump Fund has invested in 30 women-led Southeast-based companies since 2013 across their 2 venture capital funds. I know that they have been so instrumental in all of my personal angel investing and so many others. They just not just do their work, they inspire other investors to do the good work as well. Kim also invests in early stage technology, healthcare, energy, fintech, consumer product, and media companies. Thank you for being here, Kim. Our next Kim is Kim Davis King, a local investor that I've known for so many years here in San Diego. Kim has over 17 years in the venture capital industry. She's a partner at Launch Factory, the co-director of Start R at the UCSD Rady School of Management, my alma mater, and a lecturer at UCSD and SDSU. Kim is an advisor and or board member to several early stage and growth companies. So thank you for being here, Kim. And then thirdly, we have a Judge Rachel Lozano Castro, and Rachel is the director of USD, University of San Diego's Small Business Development Center, the brink. She is also a dear colleague of mine, and she is also an impact investor that walks alongside us as impact investors in San Diego and globally to really make an impact. And she also invests in local small business owners. She invests her time, treasure, and energy where community good and equity economy meets. So thank you, Rachel, for being part of today. And last but not least is Joshua Bugua. Josh is an impact investing fellow at Alliance Healthcare Foundation, refining the impact investment processes. He has been such an incredible asset to our team of judges and mentors, and just a wonderful community member. He is also a scout for GVC Vent Partners, an SPV in the Bay Area. That's a special purpose vehicle in the Bay Area, and a volunteer analyst at Tech Coast Angels, San Diego. Welcome, Joshua. Thank you for being a judge today. Now we're going to go into the Meet the Founders video. Enjoy. Those are fantastic founders. You got a glimpse of who they are, and wanted to, before we introduce the first pitching woman, because I know everybody wants to see them pitch, I wanted to kind of stop and let you know about the pitching process. How will it go? These entrepreneurs have been already pitch prepped by a couple of different investors, so I wanted to give you that insight as well, and came here really recommended and picked by our outside judges in round one. So with that, they now pitch as Northeast finalists, and they have 90 seconds to 3 minutes pitch prepared. And then after their pitch, they have about 5-7 minutes Q&A by all of the judges. What's interesting that we really care about that synergy between the judge and the entrepreneur. So the judges, actually, we connected them with what they really wanted to ask questions of those founders. So it'll be really great questions. And the questions are all supportive, clarifying, or promotion focused. These judges have done it a multiple of times. So they know that it is about really making sure that that entrepreneur shines in her question and answer, and really understanding some clarifying questions or anything that has not been addressed in the pitch. And the judging rubric is the same as round one, to pick the top 5 semifinalists and then stage 2 finalists. So the same judging rubric has been used in first round and now in this round. And so that is what the judging rubric is that the judges have on hand. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our first pitching founder. It is Ehime Eigbe of Sweetkiwi. I'm just checking to see if she's on, and she is coming on pretty soon. So we will wait for her to join and see if, there you are, wonderful. And you're unmuted, wonderful. And you can start, you can share your screen and start your pitch. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Ehime Eigbe, and I'm here to introduce to you the future leader in healthy treats, Sweetkiwi. Sweetkiwi is a company that makes the best tasting, low calorie yet nutrient dense treats using real ingredients sourced locally from makers and farmers in our local business area. I started Sweetkiwi because I had a health scare, and it was very hard for me to give up ice cream, but I had to change my diet. So I started playing around with Greek yogurt, started figuring out how I could use that to make a great treat that I wouldn't need to cheat. I would need to cheat on. And that's how Sweetkiwi was born. So the problem that we're solving is that consumers want to be able to eat healthy, but they also want something that tastes great and they don't have to feel like they're sacrificing or giving up something in the pursuit of being healthier. And so Sweetkiwi bridges the gap between healthy food and great taste. The solution is Sweetkiwi. We created a whipped frozen Greek yogurt and a protein and probiotic granola, which is on the shelves of grocery stores. And we're still innovating and creating amazing products that consumers can really feel great about. All our products have protein and probiotics and fiber. While they deliver on amazing taste, they also deliver on a very high, they deliver a very high punch when it comes to nutrition. I'm sorry. They're very high in probiotics, protein, like I mentioned, and very low in sugar. The market size is a combined 59.2 billion market opportunity. And our target consumers are 18 to 55-year-olds who are in the health and wellness conscious consumers. What's the Sweetkiwi difference? Trusting your gut. We have a high focus on gut health, making sure people are healthy. We're building within our own communities, and we have very little impact on the environment. All our packaging is all recyclable, compostable, and we're very conscious about continuing to innovate in that space. Compared to all our competitors that provide the same products, we outperform the competition. We're the only product that delivers less than 10 grams of sugar per serving. Our traction, we're currently in over 150 stores in Whole Foods Market. We're scheduled to launch in Walmart and Target in May of 2022. We were listed as a Whole Foods maker who's raising the bar. And we were selected as semi-finalists for the California Milk Board Accelerator, which provides us access to over 150,000 in marketing. We've won so many illustrious awards, including the Spanx and Sarah Blakely Backpack Grant. And if you go on the Spanx website, we're tied right in there, and people find our business page through Sarah Blakely's page. We're featured in a Visa ad called Unbox Digitized because we won a grant through Visa, and we were selected as a McKinsey Black Leader for 2021. The ask, we're asking for $1 million to be able to increase our production capacity to support our launch into Target, Walmart, and many other grocery stores, and to achieve revenues of over $5 million in the next 3 years. Our team, we have a team that's really strong, are well-versed in launching products and being successful in the market. We have advisors from Nestle, Target, and I myself, when I decided to start this business and to take this seriously, went back to school and went to Penn State to learn how to culture dairies and make dairy products. So I am a certified dairy production specialist. And I love what I do. I work in the space and I have experience from Citigroup, JP Morgan. And as you can see, we have a fantastic team to support our vision. Thank you for giving us the chance to share with you our Healthy Never Tasted Better campaign.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. You did such a wonderful job. And wanted to make sure everybody knows to chat it up when you're listening to her, encourage her on YouTube, on our live feed. So without further ado, I wanted to kick it over to the question answer to Kim first, Kim Seals, and then to Rachel. So Kim Seals, would you like to start?
Sure, thanks so much. And great presentation. Really appreciate your summing up the opportunity for us. I'd love to hear a bit more. I noticed in your deck that you talked about the $1 million and that a lot of it would go to marketing and PR. And I know this is such a crowded space, so I'd love to hear more about your strategy to help your brand stand out. As you move from Whole Foods to Walmart and some of the other places, what have you learned from that Whole Foods experience that would help you with the marketing and PR?
Okay, so one of the things that we've learned is consumer discovery. We've realized that we're the only frozen yogurt product on the shelves of many grocery stores. A lot of the other frozen yogurt products have faded out because they weren't healthy, they were loaded with sugar, and we've created a product that has challenged all of that. And what we've learned is that people do love the product, there's a need for the product. Our velocity in Whole Foods alone was what gave us the award of the makers raising the bar. Because in just a few months of testing, we were already outselling major top brands. And we've realized that we need to focus more on marketing, on social media marketing, to help consumers discover the products easier.
Perfect, thank you. Rachel, happy to have you chime in and ask a few questions as well.
Sure. I think mine's fairly simple. Loved it and would love to make any introductions that would be helpful. I think you're good without them, but I have a couple people in mind. Also just wanted to ask a little bit, maybe on the impact side, could you tell me more about the value proposition and sort of the win-win for the local makers and maybe local farmers, et cetera?
Yeah, so we source all our products directly from local farms. Right now, we source directly from South Mountain Creamery, which is in the Maryland area. We source all our ingredients from local farmers as well. So we help them as our business grows, theirs grows as well. We make sure that we also offer fair pricing. And we take that with a hit to our profit margins as well, just to make sure that as a community, we're growing together. And that was one of the values that Walmart really valued in our business.
Is there something quick you could say about what they say about working with you?
Yes. So because of that, all the fees to get into Walmart were waived for us because of the impact that we're making with our local farmers and local sourcing and local manufacturing. So we know that we can import things cheaper from other countries, but we do want to support US manufacturing and so support local makers just like ourselves.
So tell us a bit more about your team and why you chose them. So we had a great slide there, lots of great background. I'm curious about why you've chosen everybody on your team and who's full-time in the business.
Yes, so I'm full-time in the business. Michael is also full-time in the business. Michael is basically like the CFO of the business, and I chose him because he has great experience in fundraising for startups. He's started a startup which is exited and done fantastic as well. He's been featured in Forbes. I chose Elena because she's developed so many small businesses and gotten them onto the shelves of major grocery stores. David as well, he owns Soapbox Soaps, which is now a national brand through his work. And we've learned so much from the team. They have extensive knowledge, and they've been able to support us to build our brand in a smart way and still be able to access major retailers at very minimal cost to what it would actually cost to get onto the retailers. So we have actually leveraged on a lot of their wisdom and their knowledge. And one of the great things of having such a great team is also the exposure that they've given to us. So last year we were contacted by Danone because of our team members were getting more exposure to brands like Nestle, to Danone, who are looking to invest in our company within 2 years and discuss a possible exit as well.
Thank you. And just a quick question on your margins. You mentioned one of your goals was to improve your margins. What are your margins now?
Right now, our margins are about 30%.
Rachel, over to you for any final questions.
I'm going to leave it to you. I feel good.
All right. Well, I'm good as well, Sylvia. This was fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ehime. You did fantastic. Wonderful question and answers. Thank you, judges. Wonderful answers. Very direct to the point. So well done. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we're off to our next one. Before we go on, just want to make sure that if you are social mediaing it up, I'm already on Instagram. Whoever is on Twitter, Instagram, your favorite social media using hashtag WFP, Women's Fast Pitch 2021. So, and then tag Stella Labs and Stella Angels if you would like, and just connect with us all on social media. Let's buzz it up as we're doing all of these pitches. And as Adriana is coming in, just want to make sure. Oh yes, Adriana, you're here. Wonderful. So our next pitching founder is Adriana Vazquez, and she is the founder and CEO of Lilu.
Thanks for having me. I'm Adriana Vazquez, co-founder and CEO at Lilu. We are creating smart garments to help make early motherhood pain and stress-free. 85% of new moms need to use a pump to sustain breastfeeding. But let me show you how they feel about it. Moms are finding it painful and stressful, and it is making moms miserable. Moms quit breastfeeding earlier than recommended if they can't pump enough milk to feed their babies. For moms, it's heart-wrenching, and there's also serious health consequences associated with not breastfeeding. Pump technology could be better. The pump suction mechanism does not empty the breast fully, which causes milk production to slow down. Research shows that pumping paired with breast massage helps moms get 50% more milk every session. While effective, it is unsustainable. In collaboration with lactation experts from the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, my co-founder and I used research insights from Soft Robotics to help moms get the proven benefits of breast massage hands-free. We've built the first hands-free pumping bra with automated breast massage. Our patented pneumatic massage technology is embedded into our proprietary bra that helps moms pump 30 to 55% more milk every session. The Lilu massage bra is an FDA Class 1 device and is protected by a granted utility patent in the US and China. It's helped moms avoid giving formula, and moms have called it a breastfeeding savior and a lifesaver. Since we started shipping in late 2019, and after running out of Generation 1 bras, we have shipped over 1,500 bras and are about to expand our sizing options. We've seen the bra become an essential tool for moms who pump milk. Moms can purchase the bra today at werewool.com and through the FSA and HSA store. We are exploring channels to scale faster and have found interest in licensing our technology. In addition of growing through channels, we have a robust product pipeline. With backing from the National Science Foundation, we're working on a smart breastfeeding bra with data analytics. With pumping rates increasing globally, this $3 billion market is on pace to more than double by 2025. Our clearly differentiated product and our exciting product roadmap give us the opportunity to be a market leader. And we have a stellar team working all around the world to make Lilu a success. Sujay and I combine experience in engineering, computer science, and product design with degrees from MIT and UPenn. And the team spans design, marketing, and business development expertise, and very excitingly features moms who have pumped with Lilu. We have an amazing advisory board, including Dr. Spatz, the director of the lactation program at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and Cara Forney, who founded the Bump. And we're raising $300,000 to complete a round. We've received close to $800 in funding from renowned early-stage VCs like Adastra, SOSV, and Larry's Labs, and we're looking for value-aligned investors. We're pumped to be innovating for maternal and postpartum well-being. I hope you choose to join us in making a real difference in the life of millions of moms. I'd be happy to take your questions, and thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you, Adriana, so much. Very well done pitch. And the question and answer will be led by Kim Davis King and Joshua. So Kim, would you like to go first? Or Joshua?
I was gonna say, Kim, I think you were muted
Sorry,
during
I
the.
was muted.
Okay, perfect. Okay, go ahead,
Thank you.
Kim.
I was saying, can you tell us a little bit about your customer acquisition strategy and the cost to acquire customers so far?
Yeah, of course. So we currently acquire customers, I was saying, through our website. Our lead generation has been through content strategy. We focus on educational social media content, blog posts that help moms understand more about the process of lactation, and through the FSA and HSA. In the future, we are looking to be placed in channels where moms acquire their breast pump accessories. And this does span the range from maternity boutiques to lactation centers. Lactation centers is one where we're really excited because they are where lactation consultants, where moms are looking for their lactation consultants and therefore the medical advice that they need. And they are more open now, lactation consultants, to referring moms to products that can really make a difference for them. So we're starting to see an uptick in interest there. And that's kind of the goal for the next second half of the year, to expand our presence there.
Have you talked to any of the baby retail channels?
Yes, so there's currently, I assume, I don't know, maybe to clarify, right? It's like by Baby, there's a few very specialized maternity e-tail companies, and absolutely. So we're working to add more sizes to our product offering. Currently we have small and medium. So we're completing the product line with large and extra large bras. Those will be arriving in August. So combining with the lactation centers, we're gonna pursue more of those strategic wholesale opportunities as well.
And what was the difference between version 1 and 2 of your product? What improvements did you make?
Yeah, so we focus a lot on improving comfort. So based on the materials that are touching the skin of the mom, the other was like really getting much more accurate data or information around the sizes of that moms are wearing. So increase the adjustability of the bra because mom's bodies change quite a bit, especially in the early days of lactation. Also just some adjustments in terms of look and feel of the bra so that it looks more sporty and very, the number one thing moms have told us that it's much more comfortable than the first version.
Great, thank you. Joshua, do you have questions too?
Yeah, absolutely. Great presentation, by the way. I just wanted to, just curious, how well are some of the other competitors that you listed on your slide? How well are those companies doing the other massage bras? I'm curious, are you primarily sort of creating this market yourself, doing a lot of the education and taking on the product, really educating the consumer and educating them of the benefits of having a massage bra? Or are you primarily stealing share from some of these other competitors that are in the marketplace?
That's a great question. I mean, Lilu is we're carving a new space in this market. So traditionally, there's been hands-free. That's how they're marketed. Pumping bras they have no tech, very little differentiation. They're literally just a garment that holds up breast pump bottles, so moms don't have to hold them with their hands. Moms still need to do the manual massage. And then there's anything that has typically electronics in this space typically has been the pumps themselves. What Lilu is, we're actually kind of modernizing another sector called the pump boosters. This typically were lactation teas, cookies, and anything that can increase breast milk production. The research on massage is fairly recent, so it's true. One of the reasons why we focus a lot on content is we do need to educate the consumer around the benefits of breast massage. Lactation educators and birth workers are doing this more and more also. And the competition here, we're very well positioned. There's handheld massagers that therefore don't fully allow moms to multitask and pump hands-free. There's other devices that have an additional mechanism besides the breast pump that is sitting outside that you have to plug to the wall, and that's compressing the breast, and that they're also more expensive. So Lilu really combines portability, a sleek design, in a bra that really fits into a mom's pumping routine. So let's call it in the breast massage and breast milk booster category, Lilu's really redefining the category.
And some of the in-app analytics that you plan on launching, is there going to be a subscription aspect to those, or are you just going to offer those with the sensory bra?
Initially, yes. The goal is there will be a free version where we're providing moms with automatic pumping logs, right? Because this is something that helps really moms understand their milk production, reduce some of the stress. The subscription would come in play where we start connecting moms to this group of lactation networks that we've been building relationships with. Lilu is not building a group of lactation consultants. We're working with them. So today they work with us as referral partners. In the future, the app, many of these lactation consultants want to guide moms to help understand, what's an optimal pumping schedule. We will be providing that data and, alert moms or their lactation consultants when something's not going well. For instance, an example we share is we've had a mom that was pumping 6 times a day for 60 minutes each time for multiple weeks. She needs help. So for us to be able to connect her to those networks, and that's where we anticipate having a subscription so that moms can have access to all of that.
Okay, thank you. So that's it for me.
Wonderful. Do you have another question, Kim, before we close out?
I have one last question.
Wonderful.
So you had a very impressive team, but is there anything missing from your team currently?
That's a great question. Well, currently we're very proud of the team we've built. They're mostly part-time. So actually in the completion of the funds is to bring our key teammates to be full-time so that we can expand and more quickly achieve some of these goals, like the wholesale strategy, licensing that I didn't really get to expand upon. Where we see a gap is on the clinical side, but we have kind of complemented that today with our advisory board. There is an opportunity, I think, to bring in the future lactation consultant, lactation educators, but not immediately. We found a good way to work through that. So the most pressing need right now is actually to kind of have this amazing team be able to join us full time.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, judges, Joshua and Kimberly. Thank you, Adriana, for a wonderful pitch and wonderful answers to the questions. Well done.
Thank you so much.
And so we're moving on to our third pitch. And before we go into that, I just wanted to pause and do a little bit of a shout out to our Women's Fast Pitch sponsors. You did hear from, sorry, Chui, but we also had a wonderful sponsor there. And we also had Next Wave Impact and the Impact Seat being sponsors as well to bring Women's Fast Pitch nationwide and allow us to make the impact that we so wonderfully want to do with these founders and the investors who want to invest in them. So without further ado, this is pitch number 3. Debi, I think you're on. Wonderful. So this is Debi Yadegari. She's the founder and CEO of Villyge.
Oops. Oh, sorry. Technical difficulties here.
You're wonderful. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. A company's success depends upon its ability to support and manage its talent. Today, over 50% of the workforce consists of working parents, and they are struggling. Employees need help, and managers need guidance. My name is Debi Yadegari, and I'm the founder and CEO of Villyge, a B2B SaaS platform that supports working parenthood. We connect employees one-on-one with experts and provide automated guidance to managers in real time. Throughout the employee's caregiving journey, managers receive targeted micro-learnings with checklists, communication templates, and talking points. Think of it as having an HR fairy sitting on each manager's shoulder, whispering the right thing to say just in time. From the gay dad adopting a baby abroad to the lactating mom pumping in the office, everyone feels supported and no more HR headaches. Different from the competition, Villyge offers a holistic solution and delivers what HR wants, a one-stop shop that drives ROI. Villyge reduces attrition, boosts productivity, and limits company liability. The best part, we also help working parents succeed. We have served thousands of employees, and our clients boast an impressive 96% retention rate versus the national average of just 59%. It is the combination of employee care and manager support that is our secret sauce to success. I started Villyge as a consultancy and scooped up 28 enterprise clients, including Delta Airlines and the Gates Foundation, and took our years of market research, industry expertise, and client feedback to convert our tools for working parent success into a SaaS platform for scale. We have already garnered substantial interest from HR consortiums, been invited to showcase Villyge at leading industry conferences, picked up pilots, and had inquiries from multiple sales channels. The leadership and development market is a $366 billion industry. We have done $500,000 in sales thus far and have almost $2 million in the pipeline for next year. We charge $3.50 per employee per year, which adds up fast. Just 30 clients with 10,000 employees each, that's $1 million in monthly recurring revenues. Of the 225,000 companies with 10,000 employees or more, we plan to grab 100 by 2023. Our advisors include the president of a multi-billion-dollar SaaS solution, a tech genius with exits to Intel and Google, the industry's expert on client success, and the former editor-in-chief of Working Mother. Our team of employees has 80 plus years of experience in HR, legal, and compliance, and more importantly, 40 years of parenting know-how. Behind the front line sits our network of experts and our team of offshore engineers. As for me, I am a former Wall Street lawyer and working mom of 5. I am an expert in policy creation, legal and compliance, and with 5 kids, all things parenting. I come from investment banking, big law, and a big diaper bag. I thank you for your time and ask for your vote in making working parenthood successful, because after all, it takes a village.
Wonderful job, Debi. Fabulous pitch and wonderful things that you're doing. So the question and answer will be led by Joshua and Kim Seals. Joshua, would you like to go first?
Absolutely. And Debi, great presentation. That was phenomenal. I'm curious, just have a few questions. My first question is primarily around sort of the onboarding process. How is that process currently run? Does someone have to sort of come on site and work with the enterprise, or how is the onboarding process being run right now?
No. So we would have an integration meeting with the HR team. And so it will be client specific. So we're able to tailor the platform to the specific needs of the client. So for instance, if they would like for us to integrate and put on our platform some of the other benefits that they provide, we can do that. But that would all be on our back end. There's no need to go in person. We will be able to handle everything remotely.
And how many customers are you piloting with right now?
Well, currently we have 28 clients enterprise clients that are using some form of our service from the consultancy. All of those clients are automatically going to roll over to the SaaS platform. Separately, we are engaged with 2 companies to pilot our platform. So those will be different. So as we're continuing to build out, those will be the companies that are really like working on the nitty gritty and telling us, look, this is what we need and massage this a little bit more. And those are 2 very large companies. So we're excited for those partnerships.
Okay. I'll hand it off to Kim. I have a few more questions, but I'll get to them later.
Sure. Hi, thanks so much for your presentation. Great job. I wanted to hear a bit more about product market fit. So you mentioned that a lot of your, that you've got customers using some form or another of your solution. Tell us a bit about where you've seen the heaviest adoption and what that's told you about your future product strategy.
Sure. So we got in the market as a consultancy and we really had a whole menu of things. So we worked with companies to build out their lactation rooms, help them with their policies, building out parent-friendly workplaces. And of course, at the very heart of everything that we did, we've always provided that one-on-one working parent assistance. Through the pandemic, what we've really seen is that it's really important that managers have the know-how, especially as we moved to a remote workforce. We saw that there was such a need and companies were coming to us as the experts in trying to help them manage that process. So we're taking all of that knowledge and all of that client feedback and rolling it into the SaaS platform that will be the future of leadership and development when it comes to managing the managers, which, always have working parents on their team. It's very rare not to. And the idea is that will make companies even more successful, more profitable, because there's going to be much less attrition.
Sure. And how far away are you from getting the consulting piece more scalable by embedding it in the technology as real-time coaching for those people managers?
Sure. We're just a few months away from the finish of the product. We're looking for a launch in January 2022.
Joshua, any other questions from you? You don't want to give you a chance to weigh back in if you had other questions.
Yeah, I think like you covered most of them, to be honest with you. I think the last main question I have is around sort of the 28 clients and I think that you said they've kind of committed, they'll be converting and sort of moving on to the SaaS platform. Will you still be able to offer most of the services you've been offering historically as a consultancy through your SaaS platform, or will there be some sort of trade-offs and concessions made as they move to a more scalable model for you to work with?
Sure. No, we're still going to be able to offer some of those one-off services, and some of those one-off services include renting hospital-grade breast pumps, doing milk shipping. When you're selling into HR, HR is always looking for that one-stop shop. They have what's referred to as vendor fatigue. They like to deal with one supplier of everything. So yes, we are absolutely able to continue to offer those bespoke products, but our focus is going to be on continuing to build the SaaS platform, which basically just takes everything that we've already been doing as far as our manager and leadership training, which is what we've been doing for years for those clients, as well as the one-on-one employee support, and wrapping that up into the SaaS platform that we can scale then out to much larger organizations with many, many, many more employees.
Okay. That's it for me.
What's next? Debi, where do you think you'll take this platform next? I mean, this is such a big space in terms of leadership development for people managers. Where's that next frontier for you?
Thanks for asking. It's a great question. And I understand that we're really on to something here, right? Providing managers with just-in-time training, with those just-in-time nudges before they're about to say the wrong thing. It can go into the DE&I space very, very, very easily. And it can go into other areas as well through just overall general leadership training. The problem is with webinars, which is the status quo today, is that things go in one ear and out the other. Plus, managers don't have the time, or it's not applicable when you watch it in January, because you're not going through that situation for, what we're talking about right now, working parents. So for instance, if you sat through a webinar, which we've been doing for years, rolling out on how to support your working parents, what are the lactation accommodation laws, how to support people through adoption, fertility issues, any of these things, maybe you're not dealing with it right now. Plus, today's modern family, there's 152 variations of that and 1,002 different journeys. So when you do the math, how can you possibly train for all of that in one webinar? And that's true also when you take it to the DE&I space or other spaces as well. So there absolutely is utility in what we're building for other directions as we build out into the future.
Thank you. Sylvia, back over to you. I think we're good. That was a great job, Debbie. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great questions, great answers. Thank you so much. Also check the chat. I just saw that somebody asked you something on the chat, Debbie. So I want to make sure that everybody knows that the chat is blowing up on YouTube. We're really excited. And on that same venue is that we are also pretty active on social media, even right now with people tagging us. So definitely follow us on social media at We Are WVS. So that's WEAREWVS, or stellalabs.org, or _org at Instagram and on Twitter, and also Stella Angels, which is the angel arm and the investor arm of Stella Labs. So connect with us, have the wonderful chat feature on YouTube, chat it up, make sure that you are really embracing and this part of the community. So with that, let's see if we have our next person up. Chui-Lian, are you on? Almost. So our next pitching person, and let me make sure that I have all my notes done. I have talked to you about the social media. We've talked about the chat, and also reminding you that we are a accelerator, and another part of our sister organization is Ad Astra Ventures. You've heard from some of them that we have invested in so far in this pitch competition, but know that we have an Ad Astra Ventures boot camp coming up in September for entrepreneurs and investors out there. So all the investors on the line, please check us out. We talk about unconscious bias and how do we build out portfolios very mindfully. So with that, I think we have our founder on now. Just want to triple check to just make sure.
Hey, Sylvia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chui-Lian, yes, you're on. Sorry, I had to scroll through everybody. So so our next pitching founder is Chui-Lian Lee of Werewool Inc. So go ahead and share your screen.
Thank you. Sorry. Hi, everyone. I'm Chui-Lian Lee, co-founder and CEO of Werewool. At Werewool, we are engineering microbes to create biodegradable textile fibers with inherent color and performance. Because the clothes we wear have an enormous carbon footprint, our leading source of microplastic pollution are reliant on toxic dyes, finishes, and water-intensive processes. The fashion industry is wreaking havoc on the environment. Textile dyeing alone is accountable for 20% of the world's industrial water pollution. Recognizing this, brands and manufacturers are committing to minimizing their carbon and water footprints and see that by sourcing sustainable fibers, they can address 60 to 80% of their products' impacts. Werewool draws inspiration from nature, where all kinds of incredible performance properties can be attributed to proteins and their structures. We design proteins to have targeted properties, and our patent-pending technology incorporates these proteins into textile fibers with a circular life cycle. This is a photo of our prototypes, a knit swatch whose color comes from a green fluorescent protein. So the rapidly growing eco-fiber marketplace is estimated to be worth $69 billion by 2025. But many of these eco-fibers in the market come with caveats and are leaving brands with unmet needs. Werewool fibers will fill this gap in the market. We are offering an alternative to widely used performance fibers such as polyester and nylon. Our technology addresses the sustainability issues that this industry faces holistically, from the raw material stage through production to support a circular fashion industry. So up until now, our team has relied solely on grants and prize money from the National Science Foundation, Ray C. Anderson, and H&M Foundation. We have also gained a lot of support from the fashion industry who, like us, recognize that as climate change continues to accelerate, we need to realize our new materials economy faster than ever to alleviate the textile industry's burden on our planet. So that being said, we've decided to pursue investment and we're opening a round to make our fibers a reality on a 3-year accelerated timeline to produce 50 kilograms of fibers that can be used for our first customer samples, which are essential to launching our first pilot programs with a brand. So conducting research through academic partnerships at Columbia University, our diverse team is really uniquely suited to bring wearable fibers to the marketplace. We have backgrounds in textile development, fashion business, genetic engineering, and material science. And most importantly, we have a shared vision of a future where our sneakers, yoga pants, and rain jackets can have performance without plastics and color without water pollution. As our company grows, we see our technology as an expansive platform where we can follow nature's blueprints to create an array of biodegradable performance textiles with inherent properties such as stretch, moisture management, and waterproofing for a future where textile production does not have to be synonymous with environmental impacts. Thank you.
Wonderful job.
Thank
Of course, as a scientist, I love it. So you have the Q&A led by Kim Davis-King and Joshua. Kim, do you want to go first?
Yes, I can go first.
Go ahead.
So first question, I didn't quite understand the business model. So are you going to be making the clothes or just selling the materials to others? So if you could describe that.
For sure. Do you mind if I pull up my slides for 1 second?
Go ahead.
Thank you. So we really see ourselves as being raw material producers. And so that's just creating the fibers themselves. And we would really work with brands and kind of work with their manufacturers. So we'd sell our raw materials to their manufacturers.
So it would be under their label versus a designer label then? Because that was my.
It would be under the Werewool label, kind of like how there's like Lycra or, there's like branded fibers like Lycra or Tencel. It would be like a Werewool fiber, but used in a brand's clothing.
And are there any types of clothes that you see this particular material more suited for? Or?
Definitely. So we really see performance-based materials being our beachhead market, just because they're really reliant on synthetics like polyester and nylon to kind of give the performance that consumers are looking for. So as heavy users, we see them being our first market.
Okay. And color-wise, you showed us some of the fluorescence and some of the very vibrant colors. Can you do all coloring?
At the moment, we have a range of colors that we've produced. We've been able to kind of find like a bright pink, a purple, a blue, that like neon green. But nature kind of creates a color through protein structure. So there really is an array of colors that we can look to.
Okay. Thank you, Joshua.
Yeah. Thank you. Great presentation, by the way. I am curious. Seems like the main differentiator is the elimination of that dyeing process. I'm curious, the cost savings associated with eliminating that dyeing process, is that enough to justify your, I'm assuming it's going to probably be priced at a higher ASP than some of the other competitors or eco-fibers that are on the market right now. Do you think the elimination of that dyeing process would actually make basically switching provider would make sense?
Not by itself. I think because I think it's the combination of the raw material, the dyeing process, and the circularity aspects. I mean, a lot of companies are implementing like take back programs, recycling programs with their clothing. So we're kind of eliminating that need as well. But I think right now our price point is extremely high, and we've talked to a lot of customers. There is margin for an increase in budget in materials, especially if you're addressing the sustainability issues that they're facing. So I think on average it's like 15 to 20% more. We're not quite there yet, but that's a really big focus in our development and scaling.
Okay, so you're trying to get down to that price point. It seems like one of the major selling points, again, is that social impact, sustainable angle that's really going to help you close some of these sales, even though the price point may be too high to justify or will really be offset by any associated cost savings.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then you mentioned H&M gave you some funding. Did you go through an accelerator program, or can you explain your relationship with H&M?
Sure. So we won the H&M Global Change Award in 2020. We were second place. So we received 250,000 euros in funding in a grant and went through their accelerator program this past year online, which was incredible. Okay, sorry. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no. I was going to throw just like one more question. I'm curious, do you expect to, because I know you mentioned you are considering sort of fiber sales and licensing some of your technology. Do you expect to primarily be doing one or the other sort of once you're ready to launch, or?
I think initially it'll be direct fiber sales, but as we grow, we really see it as becoming more of a licensing model, just because we want to focus more on the R&D and as opposed to the actual production of our fibers.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Thank you guys for your questions.
Wonderful questions. I know the backgrounds of these two judges are good representations of great questions for you. So thank you so much for all of your answers and really well done on your pitch. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Yay, bye. So our last pitch is coming up, our last pitch of 5. And after this one goes, we will also have the vote for audience choice, which is so exciting. So everybody who's been very engaged on the chat, all the audience members will be allowed and able to pick your audience choice. And for these founders who are being or who are pitching and being judged by these wonderful judges, this is a time that they get recognition from you as audience choice. It does help them when they're talking to investors to say, hey, I won audience choice in this pitch competition. So please, please, please take it seriously, vote for your favorite. But after this last pitch, so want to make sure that Heather is on. Oh, hi, Heather. Wonderful. So the last pitching founder in the Northeast region is Heather Jones of Lucci Skin. Go ahead.
Did you know the average woman uses 12 different beauty products a day? Women believe that the more products they use, the more serious they are about their skin. And if their skincare routine is complicated, then it must be good. But this complicated process actually takes the fun out of your skincare routine. And the FDA does not regulate the way skincare is made. They only ban 11 harmful ingredients, and with 12 products used every day, that poses a safety problem for long-term use. Wouldn't it be great if we only need to use 1 or 2 products that are certified clean and brought the joy back to your routine? Well, we're Lucci Skin. We're a clean skincare brand embodying the simplicity of the Italian experience and the ancient ethos of feeling good. Italians don't follow trends, which is why we choose our manufacturing partners from Italy. They have over 35 years of experience and they don't need to be complicated because they already know what works. Since we're made in Italy, we fall under the strict regulation of the European Union, which means they ban over 1,300 harmful ingredients. Our first product is the Metalint, a 4-in-1 that can be used as a sleeping mask, 20-minute treatment, highlighter, and moisturizer. Our future products will be multi-benefit as well. Traction, we sold 20,000 products through e-commerce and retail, launched brand ambassadors at several college campuses, launched in Urban Outfitters, Fashions to Beauty Box, and a few retailers in other countries. Our growth strategy, we plan on growing at QVC since I work there as an on-air beauty expert and our existing relationship with Urban Outfitters. We'll continue to grow our community of ambassadors and expand our products. Financials, projection of our growth, the gross profit margin is 53%, break evens in 2023, and our ask is 1.4 needed for inventory, team, marketing, and PR. The team, I'm someone who loves beauty products, but found that my skincare routine is arduous. And after a trip to Italy, I found the quality to be the best, and I realized what was missing in the market. So for the past 2 years, I've been in R&D with my manufacturing team in Italy. Our other team members, the operations manager will oversee inventory and logistics, and brand manager will oversee social media and marketing since we are B2C. Our board is comprised of 2 amazing people, both very experienced in their respective fields of PR and design. And thank you. We hope that you join us in our mission to simplify beauty.
Wonderful job, Heather, and wanted to make sure that you want to go on video if you would like to in the question answer. Just want to make sure that you turn it on if you want to do that. If not, that is a-okay. So the question answer will be led by Kim Seals and Rachel. Kim, do you want to go first?
Sure, happy to. Heather, thanks so much for your presentation. Great job. Would love to know more about, how you plan to acquire customers. Maybe give us a deeper view into your marketing and PR strategy.
Sure. So our marketing strategy, we have our approach is very methodical. We'll focus on paid social, paid search, email, text marketing. And then once we figure out our right messaging and targets, we'll step up our spend, and we'll make sure that we're never spending more than what it costs to sell and ship. We're also focused on social media through our ambassadors and our influencers.
And I was curious about if you were going to say influencers, and I'm wondering how effective do you think that will be in this beauty market, right? Where that, there's the YouTube channels and the beauty influencers, and there's social media. What do you think your customer acquisition cost will be as you leverage some of those strategies?
Sure. So our customer acquisition cost right now, it's about $31, and that's for Facebook and Instagram. Our ambassador, though, what we found is it's only $10 about. So I'm sorry, it's about $3. And as we get more brand recognition and our SEO improves, and we'll become more efficient with our cost of acquisition.
Rachel?
Sure. So wonderful job. I might have missed some of the ask and use of funds. Would you be able to clarify what you're looking for? And then tell me a little bit about sort of the strategy for reaching out to investors and what kind of aligned partnerships you're looking for.
Yes. So currently we're asking for 1.4 million, and it's needed for our inventory. We've got about 15 products in our pipeline right now. Our team, which is our brand manager and our operations manager, will be hiring them full time, and a couple freelance people for design, and then for marketing and PR. So a lot of our money will really go into our marketing strategy because we are a consumer.
Great. And what about on the investor side in terms of what kinds of partnerships are you looking for?
Definitely someone who has experience in supply chain would be great. Someone who has experience in the beauty industry really is what we're looking for. I have some connections, but what would really open doors for me is someone who has experience in this industry, specifically in beauty.
Thank you.
So in terms of production and manufacturing, tell us a bit more about your strategy there and how you'll ensure you're ready to scale.
In terms of our production.
Right. Do you plan to continue to do the production yourself? Do you think at some point a partner would be a better model? What are you thinking there?
Yes, absolutely. So right now, all of our production and manufacturing is in place in Italy. And so we partnered with a logistics team who is able to ship, and I trust them, but we are scaling out to the point that we'll need to get a larger fulfillment center. So I'm looking into different strategies for fulfillment right now. We're in Pennsylvania, and so we're looking for different fulfillment centers in New Jersey and also possibly in the West Coast.
And then exit strategy, as you think about the long term on this, do you think that, is this a company that you want to keep yourself, or do you see an exit where you would look at a beauty brand that might purchase this?
I would love to do an exit within the next 6 to 7 years. I think getting a parent company involved to help me grow globally is something that I would like to achieve.
Rachel, any final questions? Throw it back to you for any final questions.
Thank you.
All right. Well then, Sylvia, I think we're back to you, but thanks, Heather. Great job.
Thank you.
Wonderful job, Heather. Thank you for all your wonderful questions as well. So that is the end of all of our pitching wonderful founders in the Northeast. So right now we're going to go and take the judges into the breakout rooms, but I have a message for the judges. You need to go on video first before going over to the breakout rooms. That's like Zoom 101 lesson right now. When you go into breakout rooms, you have to be on video so that when you transition over, you actually can access your video. Sometimes it does not allow you to. So thank you so much. While the judges are doing that, I wanted to explain what's next. So we are deliberating as judges and picking the top winner of the Northeast Women's Fast Pitch. So very excited about that. But also during the time that we are deliberating, there's two things that are going on. One is it's your time to vote for audience choice. So you're going to be able to see the link in the chat box. I believe that it's a little bit delayed, so I'm just checking. It will be on there pretty soon. So you can see it on the chat box, the link, but also you can visit slido.com, meaning SLIDO.com, and with hashtag 54672. So it's 54672, and it should be in the chat pretty soon. And during the time that we're doing, we have a lot of our team is behind the scenes and letting you know all this information, and then making sure that you're looking at the chat. And while we are deliberating, we have a special talk from no other than the executive director of Stella Labs, Raven O'Neill, who is a fantastic community builder and just a dear colleague of mine, with Lauren Rowley, who is the lead and investor relations lead for Stella Angels, Stella Labs, and Ad Astra Ventures. So they're going to be talking about special purpose vehicles, SPVs, and how we are supporting entrepreneurs through the Women's Fast Pitch to allow for more connections to investors to be realized. So they're going to be talking about access to capital, what it means to do an SPV, and there are just fantastic, good humans who are doing good work in this innovation ecosystem. So I know that they're ready. I just want to go back to my screen. Wonderful, they're there. So I will be getting out, going to the deliberation room, and I leave you with the wonderful Raven and Lauren.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for that intro, Sylvia. Hi, everyone. I'm Raven O'Neill, the Executive Director of Stella Labs. Joining me today is our very own Lauren Rowley, our Director of Investor Relations with Stella Angels. We're super excited to be talking to all of you about special purpose vehicles. One thing that's really exciting is that we are offering this investment opportunity to each of our founding pitchers of Women's Fast Pitch. So just to get it started, Lauren, can you tell us a little bit more about the special purpose vehicle referred to as an SPV and how it works?
Absolutely, Raven. Thank you so much for inviting me to have this conversation with you, for being here today. This has been an amazing day. I've loved seeing all these pitches. So broadly speaking, SPVs can be created for a variety of special limited purposes. Stella Angels and Loon Creek Capital have teamed up to provide this opportunity for investors in our community who want to invest in women's fast pitch companies. So for angels interested in the women's fast pitch companies, both today and over the next 6 weeks, the SPV functions to facilitate multiple angel investors' investments as a single entity on the founder's cap table. As the SPV organizers, we set up a unique SPV for each company investment, and as such, each SPV has its own operating structure, ownership structure, balance sheet, and is financially independent of any other SPV that we organize. While a company may have a minimum investment of $25K or even up to $100K or beyond for an individual investor, the SPV allows us to pool investment from multiple investors, with the minimum investment for an individual being $5K. We do require $50K in soft commitments in order to set it up. Otherwise, the fees are a little too high.
Speaking of fees, what are they?
I'm so happy you asked. Well, the fees are $500 per investor, regardless of the number of units purchased. Units are $5K. The fees are paid upfront and cover entity creation, capital call, closing, post-close, and distribution wind down. All annual fees are covered by Stella Angels.
Awesome. Can you tell us more about the carried interest?
Absolutely. There is a 5% distribution fee at wind down paid by the investors. 2% carried interest goes to Loon Creek Capital and 3% carried interest goes to Stella. Stella puts 100% of its earnings from exits back into Stella Labs, which you run, so you know all about this. Stella Labs, entrepreneurial support organization that's hosting this fantastic event today and Women's Venture Summit in September.
Awesome, thank you. So I obviously know all of the amazing reasons SPVs are so great, but can you tell the audience a little bit about the advantages of using a special purpose vehicle?
Sure, there are really so many. SPVs allow investors to get broader diversification by using their capital to invest smaller amounts in more companies. SPVs also allow founders to bring on investors who are not able or interested to meet their minimums, such as friends and family.
Awesome. Is there anything else we should talk about in regards to the SPV?
Yes. So this is one question that we often get around friends and family. All people who participate in our SPVs have to be accredited. So if you're not sure if you're accredited, you can just easily look it up online. There's a quick and easy definition by the SEC. And that is it.
Awesome. So I know that we do have some investors in the audience, and there is an opportunity for any investor that is tuning in or planning on attending Women's Venture Summit to actually partake in the SPV if there is interest. So we will be hosting a meeting after this. If you are on our website viewing this event, there should be a button on your left side that says SPV. Now I can't remember. I think it says SPV
update.
SPV update. If you click on that, you will join this conversation on the back end following the announcement of the winners and our closeout, and we will have a quick discussion about the opportunity for SPVs within these 5 founders. Now, there are SPV opportunities for all 30 founders, correct?
There are, yes, pending the founder's interest. So if the founder has expressed an interest in setting up an SPV with us, the opportunity is available. We'll be able to share all those details, the deal terms, as well as our rate sheet for the SPV that explains all the details.
Awesome. I'm guessing that a great reason to pitch at one of our events is that we do offer an SPV for any of our semi-finalists and the finalists that then move on to Women's Venture Summit, which, by the way, is happening on September 17th and 18th. Yay! The winner of that event will actually have the all 6 finalists will have the opportunity for the SPV continued on through that process at that time. But the winner of that event will actually be given the opportunity for a $10,000 investment through our founder, Dr. Sylvia Ma. Okay, I'm just going to check in. I don't think the judges have decided on a winner. So I guess we can continue this conversation. Is there anything we missed about the SPV? Actually, I don't know if you, oops, I'm frozen. Am I frozen on screen?
Just a little bit, but I can still hear you.
Oh no. Okay.
There you are, you're back.
Okay. Ooh, had a moment. So I know that, I don't know if you can answer this, but I know that we've had a lot of conversations around SPVs versus micro funds. Are you familiar with that enough to talk through the difference and why this might be a better choice?
Yeah, so I think it's very dependent upon the micro fund and how they choose to structure it. It really comes down to the founder and kind of their relationships and what they're looking to do. What we have found as being a really unique value proposition for our founders is that by setting up the SPV through Stella, we're able to kind of bring together all the people in their community who might be interested in investing in smaller amounts and make sure that they just have one line item on their cap table. So it's really beneficial for them as they move forward, as opposed to a micro VC that might be investing a smaller amount, but still not solving the problem of having, lines and lines of people on the cap table. Does that make sense?
Yes, it totally did.
Okay.
And speaking of our Venture Summit, if you are an investor in the audience, and this is not something you have dipped your toes into, we are actually going to have Denise of Loon Creek Capital, who facilitates our SPVs, joining us to talk through those opportunities. In addition, for those of you that have not also dipped your toes into equity crowdfunding, we will also have a conversation around equity crowdfunding and what that looks like from the investor side, which is really exciting to get investors involved in those kinds of alternative funding opportunities.
I'm so excited that we're doing that, Raven, because I was just talking to an investor this morning who is really interested in a company, and they're doing their raise through equity crowdfunding. And so, it's so important to be able to get access to the companies that you're interested in and the way that they're choosing to raise. So I'm really excited that we're diving deeper into that conversation at Women's Venture Summit.
Awesome. All right, just still checking. We can continue this conversation. Oh, Sylvia has joined us. Look at that timing.
All right. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to find out.
I know. Did you guys have a good discussion?
We did. Excellent.
Wonderful. I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear the recording. Remember, everybody, there's a recording that's happening on YouTube, and making sure that as entrepreneurs out there, take every single recording that you have and blow it up, right? And the audience out there, thank you so much for being part of this wonderful first Women's Fast Pitch. So what we're going to do is we are going to, I want to make sure that Christine, we're good on the audience choice as well. So we're going to introduce that all the judges decided to give a little bit of feedback on each of the wonderful founders that pitched, and make sure that you have a little bit of feedback that you learned from and the audience learns from. So we'll do that super quick. That my team's like looking at me like, oh my goodness, but it's 30. I let them know there's 30 seconds. So the first, let's say, runner up, and then we're getting to get to the finalist. The first runner up is Lucci. And Kim, would you like to talk a little bit about Lucci?
Sure, happy to do it. And certainly appreciated the presentation. I thought it was a fantastic presentation that really laid out very clearly, where this is headed from a product perspective. What the target opportunity was for these particular offerings in the beauty and skincare line. I think the use of influencers, the fact that you have really narrowed down your customer acquisition cost and figured out the least expensive way to do that, fantastic. So great job. So we sometimes meet a lot of founders who haven't yet figured that out. So, appreciate the homework and the research on that. In terms of some feedback on your deck as you go out to raise more money, you may want to put something on there on the competitor front and how you do plan to differentiate yourself. And Rachel, I wanted to see if you had any additional thoughts you want to share in our 30 seconds.
Yeah, just the passion and that your sharp founder come through. And so I think just agree in terms of the ask, like making it really clear the different ways people can help you, including financially. Great job.
Wonderful. Well done, Heather, from Lucci. Another runner up is Werewool. So we have Joshua, who's going to give her a little bit of feedback and some great tips. Go ahead, Joshua.
Thank you. Yeah, I think the presentation was great. I think it was a great overview, just giving us a solid overview of the really amazing technology that the team is working on. Extremely innovative, extremely impressive. I think the main area of improvement as far as the presentation goes is just more clarification around some of the questions that we asked around, the sort of like the actual go to market, the launch plan, like how you actually plan to go to market, around like the pricing angle, the value proposition. You touch a lot in the deck about the how the technology is impactful and how this is sort of a revolutionary product that you'll be launching the market, but not so much around sort of the how you compare to sort of the status quo as far as the current fibers go.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Well done. And we're going to move on to the next runner up, and that is Sweetkiwi. Well done. And we have Rachel, who's going to be talking about you.
A little love for y'all. Really great work. Love the win-win-win. I think that's something you can emphasize in terms of the business, the local makers and farmers and the consumer. The traction was really exciting to see. Certainly retail names we know. Definitely just think that you're a founder to bet on. Love the team. The product seems great. Love that, we deserve to eat well instead of we're denying ourselves. So just thought that more on the market demand and what customers are saying would really help strengthen the argument of why this is going to scale, grow, change the world. Thank you.
Well done. So we're down to two. One audience choice, and the other one the judges pick. The winner of the audience choice is Debi Yadegari from Villyge. Well done. And the judge who's going to be talking about you is Kim Seals.
Yep. Thank you. Hi, Debbie. Great job. And congrats on winning the audience award. We certainly can see why this is, as we talked about during your pitch, such a timely topic. And I'm really thrilled to see it's hard to make the leap from a services company to a tech company. And I think you're doing it in the right way. You're thinking about it in the right way. So I was really excited to see that pitch. And I would encourage you to connect with me on LinkedIn, because you may or may not know, but I have an HR background and I have a few ideas that we could talk about offline about how I can help. The move into diversity and inclusion is, to me, a home run, a real opportunity there in terms of helping people managers with their day-to-day work and how to stay out of trouble. So really great there. And in terms of any advice I could give you on the pitch is to really very quickly pivot away from talking about the consulting and talk about the tech and where you're headed, because that's what investors are going to want to invest in, is a technology-enabled, scalable platform that puts that coaching in real time in the hands of the people manager. And you have a great plan for that. So, just a little bit of coaching on how to quickly pivot away from the consulting side of it to the tech conversation in that pitch deck. But great job, Debbie. And again, happy to connect with you afterwards and talk a bit more about what you're doing and how I might have some connections that can help you on that.
Thank you.
Well done, Debbie. Congratulations. And without further ado, the winner of the Northeast Women's Fast Pitch is Adriana Vazquez, founder and CEO of Lilu. Congratulations. Well done. And your judge who would like to speak about you is Kim Davis-King.
So first of all, congratulations. You did a great presentation. It was a very compelling pitch with very strong value propositions. And you can clearly see that you understand your market and the business model. I also thought you had really the right team to execute going forward, maybe even adding that. You mentioned the lactation consultants and advisory board might also help on that to get that word out on the education side. Just one area of improvement, if you could just discuss a little bit longer your opportunity on the licensing side, because that could be really exciting. And healthcare can be very capital intensive. So trying to see how much money you would need to raise, what those milestones are. You might want to look at a couple companies that have been in this space already, like Owlet, for example, is a product like yours. I really like the fact that you have your own e-commerce store as well as you're in the HCCS stores with the reimbursement. So looking at Zergo Health or Owlet is could be helpful as you go in the future. But great presentation, really good job.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, Adriana. And that kind of closes up our time together today. We have a couple of announcements, and well done to all of the founders. I know it's super hard, and in a competition like this, you are all winners, really. I mean, not to be all, a little sappy, but really you all did an exceptional job of talking about your product market fit, your market, what you're doing, the product, all of that. All of you are exceptional. You have come such a long way. So the first announcement is calling all accredited investors. Now that we've heard from the founders, it's up to you to really write checks. I always say, put money down and invest in these female founders. We've set up special purpose vehicles for all women's fast pitch participants. The ladies that you've heard tonight are able to and are open for investment. And we at Stella Angels and Stella Labs, as you heard from Lauren and Raven, we want to help this actively raising founders and in their rounds. So click on the forum link in the chat to learn more. We have presentations and meetings set up, and join the post-event Zoom with Lauren Rowley of Stella Angels to learn more about that. The second announcement is really about the Women's Venture Summit. We have all of these women fast pitches because we have the Women's Venture Summit in September. It's an experience. It's not just sitting down and you're gonna like twiddle your thumbs and listen to some panels. It's about engagement. We want to really activate capital. We want to launch new businesses. We know of women who have launched their businesses over the years because of the Women's Venture Summit. So find out who wins all of the Women's Fast Pitch Finals. Hear them again pitch in September. We have some wonderful mentors and advisors who've raised their hand to say, I will help them pitch prep for the Women's Venture Summit. So thank you so much for the Impact Seat and Next Wave Impact who did that. We have over 50 plus speakers to learn from. We have interactive and gamified due diligence processes, and we want to network face-to-face. And with that, we have some watch parties that we're having across the nation in San Diego, Atlanta, and New York City. virtually that allow you to actually see face-to-face with people or be in the comfort of your home and watching the wonderful presentation that we have for you for the Women's Venture Summit over 2 days. So again, a little special promotion. My last announcement is that if you sign up for 3 women's fast pitches, you're already signed up for 1, check, and you receive a special promo code for discounted Women's Venture Summit tickets. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you, founders. Thank you, judges. Thank you, sponsors. And also all the judges that happened before today, thank you guys, because you really voted for the very best in each of the regions so that these judges today really had a harder time to pick the number 1. And join us next week for the Women's Fast Pitch Southeast region. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.